couple of key shots are the highlights of the 7th, brought to you by Karcher.
Well, we really have to show you the first shot for Jeff Stoughton because he gets a huge break on this. It looks like he throws it all right, but maybe too much ice. At this point, it looks like disaster because Canada has shot rock, but Switzerland has second shot, and Switzerland's closing down the house. Look at the angle of this yellow one once it ticks over and where it sits next to the red, and this is the only reason Jeff can make his second shot.
Well, you're absolutely right, and as far as I'm concerned, Jeff just had too much ice for that particular shot because that is the straighter of the two turns. But once he got the perfect break and Patrick wasn't able to close it off, he makes a sensational shot by raising it right back with bumper weight and picking up 3. Great shot, no question about it.
6-4, Canada leading as we go to 8. Canada comes in with their first, biting the top 4. Corner goes up from the Swiss, and this is the second stone for the Canadian lead, Doug Armstrong.
It was a wonderful touch on his second one because they knew they had to play that quiet weight. So we've seen big weight shots from Jeff, and there was a lovely, quieter takeout.
Top 12 foot they're looking for here.
These player comparisons brought to you by Ford.
Well, Doug Armstrong came in as the top lead, and he's shooting 88%, but look at those numbers. Diego Perron at 98%. So it's not been at the lead position that Switzerland has suffered.
Sehr richtig. Hier rein.
Schreck knapp. Schnummer. Overtake knapp. Knapp.
Vier. Nog een prille. Right.
Look the corner.
And Gary Vandenberg came in as the top second, and he's being outplayed a little bit by Martin Romang, 84% to 79%. So Switzerland still with the advantage at second. This is a good call by Jeff.
Yeah.
Nice toss.
Okay.
Well, I think Gary and Doug would both tell you that they haven't been quite as sharp as they should be or have been in the past. And it's just, we're talking about, I mean, you're talking about 88% and 84% or something. So it's really hard to be kind of critical. The Swiss lead is just going sensational. And their weak spot has been in the third hole. And that shot of just Stoughton's, the scorekeepers gave him a 6. They scored him 6 on that, so.
And most points are counted out of 4, but you are allowed bonus points. We rarely see 6s, we often see 5s, but I'd give him a 6 too.
But how would you have scored the first one?
Yeah, that would be tough.
Fun to guard that, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It really brought the house to their feet, boy, all 5,477 of them.
This email brought to you by Labatt from Alliston, Ontario. To all of us, since this is your last show, what are your favorite moments of the past season?
Well, was that a tough question? There's been so many great games that we've seen.
Well, you can go right back, Tanya. It's been an unbelievable season for us. Let's remember the last 2 shots in the men's skins when Madaw made a great shot. Kevin Martin won an angle raise a little better. I mean, how can you forget Guy Hemming's shot? You can't ever forget it. I can tell you, just personally speaking, that this year's Briar was one of the most entertaining and fun Briars I've been to in a long time. And what made it so was just not all the curling, were all the guys there. I had a wonderful time at the Briar this year and enjoyed every minute of it. They were just terrific people. Those are my memories of this year.
Absolutely, and not many people will ever forget this draw for Guy Hemmings in Quebec against the big man, Saskatchewan. And Mr. Shimko, he had that much. They thought they overbrushed it, and there it was to put himself into the Briar final. Guy Hemmings. Truly a memorable moment for all of us.
15,000 people on their feet cheering and screaming for a guy that they like anyway. Never mind making shots like that.
Jonathan Meade.
I think to sort of sum it up, we just love to share the joy of all those great shots with the players that played them. It's so fun to play this game, and there's nothing better, no better feeling than to make a big shot in a big game.
When the lights went out.
That's your memorable moment?
Saskatoon, yeah.
Well, you caused it, didn't you?
Yes,
You're rapping on that power supply.
CIBC. It's been a remarkable season.
It was a fun tournament. I had my son Reggie there, and we went on the air at 2 o'clock, and I turned around about went on the air at 12 o'clock. Turned around at 1 o'clock. He was working behind the bar. 7 years old.
Making tips.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I think ripping the center is not a bad play.
That last shot was just one of many, unfortunately, that Dominic has had. He has not played well. He'd be the first to admit it. You know when you're not playing well yourself. Jonathan Meade has given him a few openings, 79%. We've seen higher numbers from Jonathan as well. But it's just a huge difference at the third position.
Hey, John, good. Girl, back, boys. Oh, she's
It's been a year of Linda Vick of a lot of extra ends.
Yes.
There have been a few.
Swiss now looking to blank and take the hammer into 9 and try and get something there.
I think it's a good idea. Things just haven't worked for them.
Whoa! Whoa!
There's such a huge boost when Canada got that 3. There's been a momentum swing, and this will maybe cool it off a little bit.
Yeah. Sorry?
Well, we've done a lot of curling as Jeff gets ready to play this wide open hit this year, and the people that make it easy for us or make it possible, I guess is what I should say, are the sponsors behind all these. And for the season of champions, you can't Star Choice, Ford, Labatt's, Karcher, CIBC, and Scott Paper. That's the season of champions. You go to JVC and McCain, Karcher, Skyreach.
Shot.
Husky.
Go!
Ja.
Well, up until that missed guard, the S for Patrick Hürlimann wasn't Switzerland. It was Superman for a while there. You really can't win this game by yourself. I said I thought he'd have to play well, but he does need a couple of shots in 9 if he wants to get his 2.
You want to stay there, roll in the middle, stick it somewhere.
Still lots of chances with the free guard zone rule to get 2.
The gold medal game goes on Sunday at 2:30 Eastern Time, or 2:30 local time, pardon me. And the bronze medal game will go at 9 a.m. here in St. John. Tomorrow it's the women's final, featuring the United States against Sweden. Patty Lang from Madison against the reigning and 3-time world champion Elizabeth Gustafsson.
Clean. No. Go easy. Yep.
Just a last statement about that is about the sponsors, is they make it all possible, and our viewers and all the curlers can thank them by supporting their products.
De Mitte is veel voor 7 al. Moest de Mitte usen. Nee.
It's been a wonderful performance by both skips. Patrick Hürlimann had one missed draw that I can remember in the guard that didn't quite work. That's why his draw percentage is down a little bit. The numbers in brackets are the numbers of shots they play in each category.
Zo, zwaar, hè?
Ja.
Het trekt wel al dan, hè?
Ja, ik geloof zo is goed.
Nou, dat is goed, ja.
He says he knew, but didn't know enough not to throw it. Canada gets a gift. They're up 7-4. Well, it was the topic of discussion during the break, why he threw it like this.
Well, he just took too much ice. You watch the rock, it does not move. If you watch the semifinal this afternoon, Patty Lang threw one in that spot. It did not move. It's just that piece of ice.
Yeah. And you really got to feel badly for Patrick, because he has played so sensational. Himself, he's put on a wonderful display, and you hate, I mean, we're obviously partial to the Canadian team. We've been with them all year, and we're Canadians. So, but I mean, you just hate, he's played so spectacular. I hate to see him miss a shot like that.
Scotland with a 6-3 lead over the Americans as they play in 10. And we'll update you on that game. They're playing second stones presently as the U.S. tries to get back into it. Switzerland with the hammer in 9. They go in. Guard goes up, and the second stone from Doug Armstrong goes through.
Well, 2 points is something you don't have too much trouble getting. You have the free guard zone stone. You can get in behind it. You make a few good shots. You can score 2 in this game. That other point, the third point that Canada now has ahead of Switzerland, is a huge one. They don't have to take any chances, Canada. They can just wait until they can peel and just keep cleaning up the house.
And that's exactly what they'll do. Won't be seeing any more angle freezes. That much I can tell you. The angle freezes are over.
Gary Vandenberg. Throw.
Good.
Enough?
Throw, Gary. It's a nice throw.
Martin Romang.
Dat zijn nog heel veel.
Betaald? Ja, gewoon maar. Ik wil het maar goed.
Even linie nog niet.
Goed, Dino.
Well, I don't, well, okay.
Jeff is going to play the straight peel. There would be a chance pulling it this way. You could get a bonus on the way by. You don't want to make a mistake here, though, either.
Or drive it back wrong.
Good.
And by the Stones sitting top 4.
He didn't give you a chance.
Normale. Een pedaal.
Zie je hem op, even niet nou. Ding is goed.
Muss nicht zu weit rausgehen. Muss gar nicht zu weit raus.
Kilometer is ook
Ja, gar nicht zu weit raus. Weißt du, wegen dem
Ding is
Kopf.
goed.
Nein, nicht mehr wegen dem
Ding is
Kopf.
goed.
Kommt von selber. Nicht mehr. Gut, Dino.
Scotland is leading the United States 6-3 as they play in 10, and Scotland has the hammer. The Americans are lying 2. They need to steal 3 to tie. Ready to play Skip Stones, and the first from the U.S. and Tim Somerville.
Well, I'm sure you can imagine that Scotland's playing a lot of peels this end, and I got the stopwatch on a couple. I had trouble hitting the button fast enough. The Warwick Smith threw one about 5 seconds, and peels are often around 7 seconds, so it was moving. So is that one by Canada.
Pick it off the face. Jonathan Meade. That is another specialty.
It is that.
Well, they can taste it too, Canada. The game's going just the way they want it now.
Well, the shot for 3 gave them a huge lift, and then the wide open miss was just, as you've already mentioned, into that third point.
That's all we need.
For Scotland, their shot for 3 came in the third end. It really seemed to give them a boost. They still won the next end and have had the luxury since then of really coasting with that lead.
That draw, when everyone came out and dragged it for the 3 and the third after the opening 2 blanks. And then the steal of the 1 when the Americans tried the raised double and missed, and it was a lousy outside biter that gave them a 4-0 lead. Hammy McMillan, if he can run it back and kill something in the house.
He's played the straight peel all the way, Vic. Just get it off of there. Tim has to come to the rings now.
He needs to make them all count. Tim Somerville. Jonathan Meade with another pick of a stone. As Canada continues to lie 1 on the lid. Miles Brundage is on the right, and it's John Gordon, the front end for this U.S. Championship team.
Yep. Oh, are you here? Okay. That's a beauty, Tim.
That's the best he could do.
Now Hammy McMillan will try to end it here in 10. McMillan in his 5th World Championship, a runner-up in 86, 92, won a bronze in 97 in Bern, and now with this we'll have a chance again to go for the top prize. Scotland is through to the final.
Good luck with the phone. Good luck. Alex, Tim, good luck. Cheers, Don. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck.
It's a 6-4 win for Scotland.
One game away, boys. One game away. I got big money. One game away. One game. One game away.
Hammy McMillan, Warwick Smith, Ewan McDonald, and Peter Loudon of the Inverness Curling Club await the winner of Switzerland and Canada.
Trying to come around on the corner guard. Switzerland needing to get one in for second shot, and then hoping they can get at shot rock on their last stone.
And too much, and out the back.
Gepusht. Huh? If we go up
it's
short,
the same
he's
thing.
gonna
Yeah.
draw. As long as we're covering it. Oh.
Yeah. Well, if we put a good guard on, you're good.
Draw beside it, I guess.
And the crowd here at the Harbour Station can sense a Canadian win is close at hand.
Så blød. Det bryr det så blød den här.
Just shy of 5,300.
Bad. Nice if we got it to the center line. A little less.
line, Jeff.
Oh, easy, easy. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Just cleaning.
Where are we? Not bad. Line's very good.
Just top 8.
Yep, yep, yep. Hard. Hard, hard,
Trying to freeze them now.
And right down on top. Canada is line 3.
Shot.
They're definitely closed.
You go back to that shot he made down there when we talked about, we showed the ice he took for when he got the lucky wick. He took 1.5 feet less ice that time and through the drawaway, granted, but he got to the top of the button.
And it will be the button that Patrick Hürlimann needs to find on this out-turn draw.
Okay,
That's what he needs. He needs to catch a piece of the Ford.
Oh, wait only.
Push it. Lang. Oh.
Romang and Perrin needs a piece of the button. Needs a piece of the button.
What a great shot.
Wow. And they'll play on. The Swiss are down by 2. Canada will have the hammer coming home. Welcome back to Harbour Station. Scotland is into the final. Who will they play? Canada has the lead 7-5 as we go to 10. And the first stone from the Swiss lead is a center guard.
But on that scoreboard we just looked at, it was that steal in 8 when Patrick Hürlimann had the open miss. That's really cost him. If you get within 1 and you can get some front stones up, you never know what can happen. Possibilities of steals are there, but now with a 2-point lead, Canada's going to be very tough to catch. Playing the tick.
Okay, Doug. Try, Doug.
And the rock comes back.
Great numbers. Going to bring this one right in. Thought they might put it out in front.
Yeah, I did too. I thought I throw it back into the free guard zone area. It can't be removed from play till the 5th end of the 5th rock of the end.
Hürlimann now out to join Romang and Andres. Coming up, highlights of the second round of the Masters from Augusta. Immediately following our coverage of this men's semifinal from the Ford Worlds.
Hard! Hey! Oh!
What a great shot.
Good shot, Doug.
I guess that's why Patrick did that, because if Canada went after it and removed that guard, it would come back and then he could continue to protect. But Doug didn't make the mistake. He got the tick. It was one or the other, and he got the front one over a little bit.
Nur drüber, ha? Dies ist gut, ja.
Gut, Achtung wegen dem Doppel. Also zieh ein bisschen.
Gary Vandenberg trying to open up the front.
Clean. Whoa. Good. Throw, Gary.
Nochmal. Gleich sein ist gut. Das ist gleich.
Was macht nicht?
Gleich kürzer gerade, ja. Ganz wenig. Gut. Ist breit. Aber kürzer. Wichtig ist gut.
Drüber ist ja gut.
Honor.
Drüber ist gut.
Zieh ein bisschen.
Linda Ray, do shots stay with you?
Ja!
Do they hunt? Oh,
That caught
goodness.
something and just stopped.
Absolutely died.
Absolutely. It goes bad, it goes bad.
How much are you haunted by mistakes? I think that Hürlimann, considering the way he played, probably thought he had a chance tonight. How much will that miss in 8, that flash, stay with him?
Well, it obviously haunts you, but I mean, he thought he had a chance to win, and he showed us that he did have a chance to win. I mean, they played terrific. He in particular played terrific. He was in this game, and you could also, through the 5th, 6th, and 7th end, you could feel a little tension from the Canadian team. And then with that sensational shot, first of all, a little bit of a fortunate break, or a really good break, if you want to be honest about the damn thing. I mean, it was a terrific break when they took the outside, went to the front, and then a great shot, followed it up.
Now, let's just remember, too, that this is their 3rd game. They played 3 yesterday, plus the tiebreaker. They're bright and early this morning. They've had some time off. You think, in fact, that fatigue is a factor? Are they getting a little tired?
My first suggestion is no, although I think the pressure has added to the mental fatigue. I don't think physically it would be as difficult, because you get to the playoffs, you are just so fired up. This is my opinion now. I think
agree.
maybe a little bit of a slip in. We don't like pointing fingers, I always say that, but the 3rd for Switzerland has had a poor game, and maybe the strain of the pressure has bothered him a little bit. They knew they were going to have a tough time, Switzerland, coming out against this Canadian team. We're looking at a game where we have 8-1 Canada against 5-4 Switzerland. That's before Switzerland made it into those tiebreakers and won 2 more. So they knew they would have a struggle.
Whoa. Clean. Good.
Good.
And they're a little tired, and the European teams do not play as many games as the Canadian teams. Dougie wasn't sure, but I talked to him about it. He says they're into game 135 or 134 or something. That's a lot of curling. A lot of competitive curling, a lot of tension, a lot of, you get yourself playing for a lot of money all year long, and they had a great run on the tour, World Curling Tour.
Whoa.
And so they just may be, you may be right, they just may be tired. The Canadians just may be tired as well, but I think that the Swiss, maybe when you don't do as much curling, it maybe catches you a little sooner.
Jonathan Meade.
Fatigue comes to mind, that's for sure.
Switzerland with 2 stones remaining. They trail by 2, have to make them both count.
Jetzt, aha. Okay, 14.
Zieh ein bisschen richtig. Vorlänge. Zieh. Länge. Vor.
Zieh richtig.
Vorlänge. Wow. Whoa. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow.
Can't be through.
Van der Ley.
That's good. Second.
And it'll stop back 8.
He's made a lot of great in-turn draws on that path and going the other way as well.
But it's the one-out turn in 8. And he flashed to give up the steal of 1. That was the gift.
Just wants the peel here. Not trying to run this back and get a double or anything.
Very similar to the other game where all the U.S. could do was put a third stone in the house to try and tie it. If this one peels off, all Switzerland can do is put a second stone in the house and hope for a miss.
Stop.
Well, he's responded. He's brought his game up.
Word on that one, or?
Was I?
No.
No, never.
Jeff was a little bit full. Huh? A little bit, that's all though.
Zie je? Zie je nou? Oké, nou is goed. Wow, wow.
Collide 2, and now you need the wide open miss. Stoughton in Canada as the crowd responds here at Harbour Station. One stone away from advancing to the final in a showdown with Scotland. He's done all he can.
Jeff went down the ice and tightened the broom a little bit. This is a very straight spot.
Canada's into the final.
Great win, Dougie. Great win.
Make the final. Canada 8, Switzerland 5. Stoughton will go for a second World Championship on Sunday.
Everyone at Kevin's. See you guys. Love you.
The 1999 Ford World Curling Championships from St. John, New Brunswick are brought to you by the Ford Motor Company of Canada Limited, Karcher, quality cleaning equipment, Labatt, good things brewing, and JVC, technically perfect, perfectly simple.
So the two rivals will meet on Sunday for the championship. Canada against Scotland, while the U.S. and Switzerland will play for the bronze, and a possible second World Championship for Jeff Stoughton, who's with Ray.
Well, Jeff, congratulations, first of all. That was a very tense-filled game.
Yeah, it was really tough. You know, we obviously didn't get off to a great start, but the guys hung in there. We made a couple of big key shots early on, and you know, we got the break in 7 to set up our 3, and we took advantage of it.
You started off making a great shot in 1. You had to draw against 3 or 4. I can't remember. It was a lot. All I know, there was a lot of stones in there.
Yeah, it's not how you exactly want to start. You know, we were just taking guards and seemed to bump them in a couple times. And, you know, my first one I put deep, which was good. And then I just had to draw 4-foot. And, you know, we've been pretty good with the draw weight, so I wasn't too concerned.
A great shot in 7 to get your 3. And all I can say to you, and Bob Hope said it best of all, thanks for the memories, Jeff, and good luck on Sunday.
Well, thank you. It's been great here in TSN. Great job, guys.
As Jonathan Meade signs autographs They're through to the final. Canada will play Scotland, and it was the 7th. When you look back at how prophetic it was that Patrick Hürlimann said these are his specialty. For 3, and then the gift of a steal of 1 and 8, and the Canadians couldn't be caught. Canada wins it.
The 1999 Ford World Curling Championships from St. John, New Brunswick are brought to you in part by Nova Scotia, Canada's seacoast.
Could be the autograph of a world champion. Canada will play for the gold on Sunday.
I looked over, they were throwing a lot of rocks in play and having...
it was a struggle, but Jeff Stoughton and the Canadians get by Switzerland in this semi on a Friday night here in St. John. Coming up Saturday, the women's gold medal game will feature Sweden against the United States. Patty Lang from Madison, Wisconsin against the reigning and 3-time world champion Elizabeth Gustafsson. Norway and Denmark will play for bronze. Check your local listings. Both Sundays and Saturdays games will be on CBC. Coming up next, it's the Masters and highlights of the 2nd round. Now on behalf of Linda, Ray, and our crew, and we'd like to say a special thanks to our crews right across the country for a job well done. Great effort, ladies and gentlemen, and we thank you sincerely. So for Linda and Ray, I'm Vic Rauter. Thanks for joining us. Till next year. Canada's most comprehensive curling coverage is right here on TSN.